Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Calyn, and today I invite you to practice with me a prenatal yoga class that's designed for lower back release. So this is going to help if you're experiencing any pain or discomfort in your lower back, and you can practice this as many times as you'd like. You can even practice it to help prevent any of these aches and pains from coming up again during your pregnancy. So we'll just start in a comfortable seated position. You can sit however you like, and just allow the whole body to melt into the space as you feel the support by the earth beneath you. Close down your eyes and relax your shoulders. And just start to become very aware of all the space around your body. Notice the sides of your body, the front of your body, the back of your body, your seat, and then the crown of your head. Watch the edges of your body dissolve. So your whole body is very spacious. Softly open your eyes. Change your seat if you'd like. You can just come into any sort of cross-legged position or kneeling if that's better for you. Start to bring your whole body forward and create some big circles all the way around with your spine. So you can imagine as if you're scooping out peanut butter out of a jar. Maybe close your eyes. And switch directions. So this is a whole body movement. All throughout the spine. This is a really nice back release if you're sore, all the way from the lower part of your back to the upper part of your spine. You can stop in center. You may want to have a blanket or pillow. I'm going to grab a blanket, but I just grabbed a pillow to show you that you could use that here as well. Block would also work. We're not using a block to start off with. To start off with, possibly a blanket. We're going to come to laying on the back. Feet about hip distance apart. Rooted down into the earth. So if you feel nauseous as soon as you lay down, I would skip this part. If you don't feel nauseous, this is really, really going to help your lower back. And if you want some extra support or comfort, place the blanket just under your lower back. Really press the soles of the feet down into the earth, arms down by the sides. You can have palms down, you can have fists, whatever feels best for you. And then just bring your full awareness to your pelvis. So the whole lower area here, your lower abdomen, your sacrum, that whole space. And then we're going to start to take some pelvic tilt. So first, bring the tailbone off of the mat towards you. And then exhale, you can round down. Press the tailbone down so you can really feel the lower back down. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, rolling down. So you may not even be moving very much and feeling a lot, and that's great. It doesn't have to really look a certain way, just see how it feels. Just becoming in tune with this space. This is the space that baby's going to make his or her exit. And we just want to bring some awareness to our pelvic floor muscles to find release for our lower back. And this is also great to help prepare the body for birth. So just a couple more rounds. Really move slow and really feel every little micro movement as you make connection down to the mat or the blanket. And you can finish up and then just stay in neutral for a few moments. So again, press the soles of the feet down into the earth. This time arms will have a little bit of strengthening in them as you bring them down by your sides. You can have flat palms down or fists down. Just move your blanket to the side. You can keep it there if you'd like, but I prefer it away. Lift your chest off the mat, squeeze your shoulder blades together, lay back down. Inhale, bring the pelvis off the mat. Exhale, lower down. Inhale up, these are bridge lifts. Exhale down. Really engage in your legs as you move through this movement. And then really bring the awareness into the fronts of your legs. So soles of the feet press down to the earth. Engaging the legs, strengthening the glutes. Strengthening the glutes is really important for helping to prevent lower back pain. Sometimes it's the weakness in that area that isn't giving it the support it needs. But you could be experiencing lower back pain in your pregnancy for many different reasons. So if you can stay moving your body and then just trying to balance your hormones and take some time for yourself. We'll take one more. And just stay neutral for a moment. You're going to roll to your left-hand side and come all the way up into a seated position. And lower the shoulders down the back and just bring your gaze over your right shoulder. Slowly come back through center, all the way to the left. And then keep your left hand on your left knee, open up to the right hand side, bring your right arm back behind you. If it feels better for you to straighten the left arm, you can, but just keep the front of the body really open, broaden through the chest. Lengthen your spine. This is a nice posture to do in a chair if you are working at a computer. So keep that in mind if your lower back hurts when you're sitting at the computer. And then just move to the left side. So left fingertips come back behind you. And slowly come back to center. So we're staying in our seated position. And then we'll start with the right leg underneath and the left leg on top, coming into fire log or square pose. So the first variation, more of the full variation, bring the right foot on top of, the left foot on top of the right knee. And see, I have a lot of space here. I'm not as open in the hips, so I would need some support. If you find you have that big space too, you can take your blanket and just place it there, and that might be the support that you want. Or you might want to take a step out of this, which is what I usually do when I practice this pose. Bring the left foot forward. And if you don't feel enough there, you can start to walk the feet out to the sides. So just widening the feet further apart. So there's a few different variations that you can take. And then maybe bringing the hands or the forearms, elbows, on top of the knees, and that added pressure forward is going to give you more of a release in your hips and in your lower back, but you can stay lifted if that's best for you. So just remember the different variations that you can take. And then just allow the head and neck to hang heavy. Relax your shoulders. Send your breath into your back. And we'll slowly come up and then switching sides. So this time we're going to have the left leg at the bottom. And you're creating that square shape with your legs. So just doing as best you can, making sure that it feels good. If there's any major pain or discomfort, please come out of it. You want this to feel good and opening in the body. Sometimes it can be a little bit uncomfortable if you're really working with things, but it shouldn't be painful. So I would support the knee here or bring the right foot forward and then maybe staying in that position or bringing the feet out to the sides and then staying lifted or melting down over the legs. Slowly make your way back up to seated, and then extend the legs out to the sides into wide-legged forward fold. This is a nice place to elevate the pelvis. Bringing the hips above the knees is really supportive for the body. So if you find that this is just pulling a bit or anything like that, you may want to sit on your blanket. And if you have any hamstring discomfort, bend into the knees. It could be a little, it could be a lot, all the way to soles of the feet coming down and melting down there. Otherwise, we're engaging in our legs. Lengthen up through the spine. Toes are pointing upward. Backs of the legs are rooted down into the mat even more. If you have any little spaces, see if you can root down. And then start to walk the palms forward. Stay here. You can come onto forearms. Just make sure you leave lots of space for baby and belly. Slowly walk the palms closer to you. You can use your hands to bring your feet and legs in towards one another and make your way into a tabletop position. You can keep your blanket handy because you may want to use it here as well. We'll just take a few rounds of cat-cow. So first, inhale forward, open the chest forward, open the throat, keep the lower back stable. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone. Inhale forward just from the upper body. Exhale, round the whole spine, angry cat. One more. Then you can walk your hands forward a little bit. Bring your right knee behind the right wrist, and then your shin to the mat, and start to extend your back leg back behind you, straight back behind you. Start by tucking the toes under so you can bring some awareness and stability to your pelvis. So you can start to notice both of your hip bones at the front of your body melt down towards the mat. Trying to keep them even if possible, so sometimes that means bringing the left hip forward as you bring the right hip back. And then you may want to use your blanket here. If you are using your blanket or even a block or your pillow, you can place it just under your seat on the right-hand side. So it's between your glutes and the back of your leg, your hamstring area. And then start to flex into the right toes. So there's engagement in that front leg. You can stay here if you feel like you're getting a lot out of this. You can also point the back toes back if you'd like to see how that feels on your pelvis. This tucking of the toes keeps the pelvis a lot more stable. So you can come forward if you'd like onto the forearms or even further forward. So for a few breaths here in pigeon pose. You can start to emerge up. And then just walk your back knee in a little bit closer so you can transition yourself back into a tabletop position. Just rock the hips side to side. Move your blanket to the side if you were using a blanket or block or pillow. And then just the opposite side for pigeon. So bring the left knee behind the left wrist. And then bringing the shin down to the mat, engage in the left foot. Take a little bit of a step back with your right foot, extending the leg back behind you. Tuck the toes under, really feel your hips. Feel them starting to work with gravity as they come down towards the mat. And then you may be feeling a lot of sensations. See if you can try and relax and soften into those sensations. And you can stay lifted if you'd like. Keep in mind you can always use your prop under the left hip this time, maybe coming onto forearms. And then do whatever you need to make this more comfortable for you. So if you want to stack pillows, place your forehead there, you can do that. You can cushion under the elbows. Slowly, softly, gently make your way up. Come back into your tabletop position. And then just come all the way to sitting on your heels. Keep your blanket or your pillow handy as we make our way back down to the mat. Back into that same bridge position. And then you'll take your props, so whichever one you want to use, plant the soles of the feet down into the mat. Again, they're hip distance apart. Lift the hips up. Place your prop just under your sacrum, your lower back area. And then lay down. Allow this to be restorative for you. You can widen your feet out as wide as the mat and then draw the knees in towards one another. Relax your jaw. Relax your chest, your ribs. When you're ready, just roll to your left-hand side. We'll come into our final resting pose, side-lying Shavasana. You can use a pillow under your head, extend the left arm out, or your blanket, or nothing is fine too. And if you want to place a blanket or pillow between the knees, that's a nice option. You can also play around with changing the degree of the bend in your knees, straightening your legs, whatever feels best for you. And just allow yourself to melt into this space. And just taking a few moments to recalibrate. If you have time to stay in your final resting pose for even a few more minutes, you're going to get a lot out of the practice by doing that. If it's time to head out, you can meet me in your seated position. Close down the eyes. Really consciously try to release any tension that you might be feeling. Allow each one of your breaths to be smooth and long. Bring your palms together at heart center into Namaskar Mudra. Namaste. Thanks for practicing with me today. Hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, if you could give it a like, comment below, or subscribe to my channel, that will help me to be able to create more content for you. Thanks so much. Namaste.